Welcome back to the shipyard. Today we are taking a look at Wave 22's USS Valiant, a Defiant class starship that was seen in the episode Valiant of Deep Space Nine. It was piloted by Red Squad cadets after they got caught behind enemy lines during a training mission during the Dominion War. So of course, the ship is full of cadets. So let's take a look and see what we've got inside. So named ship, we've got basic stats of 3234, of course evade, target lock, scan battle station, 3 crew slots, 1 weapon, 1 tech. Really good slots there, especially if you want 3 crew, and that's never a bad thing to have. Of course, I'd like a second weapon slot, but then you go to 6 slots and, well, that's tough to get. Tech's nice, so it's a trade-off to get that 3rd crew slot instead of the 2nd weapon. Named ability here. When attacking with photon torpedoes during the roll attack die step, you may discard the photon torpedoes upgrade to gain 1 additional attack die. Not something you're going to really use, but if it's a last gasp, then, well, there you go. I guess I'd rather have it than not, but again, I don't think torpedoes when I think Defiant class. I prefer to put those on a Saber class or Deep Space Nine or even a Miranda class. That's where I'm at. The maneuver dial on the Defiant class, of course, is really spectacular. The only red move there is the 3 come about. You get the 4 straight, 4 green moves, 2 and 3 hard turns are white, and forward 90 arc, rear 90 arc. It's okay. It's not great, but it's what you got. The generic, of course, we lose the shield, and then the slots are the same as they were on the Defiant generic, so it's 1 crew, 2 weapons, 1 tech, so that gives you the complete different configuration. Lets you configure it however you want. We get 1 captain, which seems to be the trend going forward, and that's Tim Waters, skill 4 with talent slot, 3 points. Adds a crew upgrade slot to your upgrade bar, so you're probably not putting him on Valiant. And then for an action, you can remove all disable upgrade tokens from all of your crew upgrades. So he's kind of like a Phlox, except he takes an action, but then he doesn't disable himself, so kind of a neat trade-off there. I like Tim Waters. I've explored some builds with him and gone, there's potential there. So definitely a captain that's worth having around. I don't think that he's the very top of the list, but he's in that like very neat tier 2, very playable captain. Our elite talent is Red Squad, which is very fitting. At the start of the game, place a number of tokens, evade, scan battle stations, on this card equal to the number of Federation crew upgrades assigned to your ship, max of 4. During the activation phase, before performing your action, you may remove 1 token from on top of this card and place it beside your ship. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Federation captain on a Federation ship. Very thematic card. Very interesting card. Yes, it's 5 points, so it's a bit pricey, and it's based on the number of crew you have. So, either you're running a bunch of really cheap Fed crew. Your options there are like Jack Crusher, Elizabeth Shelby, Eric Motts. You're just not getting a ton of really cheap crew that do much of use. Or you're playing missions where you don't have the 50-point cap. Under that rule, great card. Very, very useful. I want to play that. We get photon torpedoes for a weapon upgrade. They're the standard time token torpedoes, nothing special there. Just getting them out of the way. And then we get a whole slew of crew. No tech on this pack, which is weird that we get a tech slot but no tech. Guess they couldn't come up with anything. Anyways, Riley, ALDRIN, SHEPARD, which I love because of the astronaut connection there. Buzz Aldrin, Alan Shepard. Action. Disable this card to perform an additional green maneuver with a speed of 1. Your ship cannot be target locked this round. If there's already a target lock beside your ship, remove it. It's a really good ability. I like what's there. Until you tell me it's 5 points. 3-point card? Pretty good. 2-point card? Great. 4 points? It's okay. 5 points? No. Not having it. I like being able to get rid of target locks. That's insanely useful, especially if you move late. But there's so many other crew that compete for slots and compete for 5 points. I just can't really justify SHEPARD at that point because I don't know that I always want to do extra green moves. And then he's probably going to be disabled when I really need him. I can't do it. Next up we have Nog. Action. Disable this card to repair 1 damage to your hull or shields. Nice action. Or, if you execute a red maneuver, you may disable this card after skipping your perform action step to remove 1 auxiliary power token from beside your ship. Okay, interesting card. I like having the or. Very worthwhile card. If he just has the repair, for an action disable, he should be a 2-point card, because we have action repair for 3. To remove an aux power after you don't take an action, but then you don't have it to fire, and you don't have it during the in phase, and then you don't have it for movement in the next round. Again, maybe that's a 2-point ability, so together they should be 3 points, maybe 4, but not 5. So that's the theme here. Overpriced. Next up we have Karen FERRIS. She was the first officer on the Valiant. When targeting an opposing ship with a photon or quantum torpedoes secondary weapon, you may disable this card instead of spending a target lock. Finally! We've needed this card. Because think about how many times you're like, I so want torpedoes to work. But having to have target lock and disable the torpedoes just kills my action economy. Well, Karen FERRIS helps with that. Now, 4 points? Again, overpriced. 2 points. And she works. We're good. And the last crew here, DORIAN Collins. If your ship suffers damage to its hull, you may immediately disable this card to repair 1 shield. For 2 points, I love it! If anything, this card is undercosted and should probably be 3. But I really love it at 2. At 3, I'd like it. This is a card that is great because it gives you a shield back. And it happens immediately after you take damage. So you take 1 damage, and then you can get a shield back. So, overall, the Valiant, great captain. 1 amazing crew, DORIAN Collins. 1 very interesting talent, Red Squad. A very useful crew, Karen FERRIS, that we've needed for torpedo builds for a long time. She's just overpriced. And a ship ability that is okay. It's certainly not a detriment. And it's something that you go, maybe I can make that work. If you time it right, and you're down to your last shot, you go, well, I might as well toss the torpedoes out. I like this pack, though. It's not absolutely amazing, but there's enough second tier stuff that keeps me intrigued and makes me want to build and see if I can make it even better. And at that point, I say that it's worth a purchase. It may not be the absolute best thing, but you know what? It's fun, it's got a good mission, and again, worthwhile. So, there you go. Alright guys, that's my thoughts on the Valiant. Thank you so much for your support and for liking what we do. And again, thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Can't do it without you guys. And until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.